I think we are live. Mamma mia. All right, we'll just give it a moment for sisters to join. Yes, we are live.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. I'm gonna just put on a little song for the background, and we will hang out for a few moments while people will join.
Old Spice gives you 24/7 lasting scent.
Hello, sisters. I'm just waiting for the music to start. So we're going to give it a few moments for sisters to join and just have a music playing so you can move your body. You can get yourself really comfortable in your space. Your body. Okay. The music is I'm having a bit of technical difficulties. I think Mercury is still in retrograde.
Think so.
If you are here joining live, pop in the chat where you're tuning in from, and what's your intentions for this space, for this circle, really carving out the next hour, 45 minutes to an hour for yourself. We'd love to hear from you. It really helps us. We're both projectors, me and Georgia. So it really helps us to just receive your intentions and your energy, so we can really play together in this space. Just a bit figuring out. Let's just do this one. Oh, take some nice deep breaths together. Ground into our bodies, clearing our space physically, energetically. Physically, energetically. Such magic to just clear space for yourself. Connect to the power of the moon, the Venus. Finding that inner smile. I love to put my arms up, just be like, yes, yes, here we are. We're together.
Give yourself a hug.
All right, we have Anat here in the house. Hannah, Kim, hello, Kim. Hey, Michaela.
Ladies.
We have Melanie from Jerusalem, Anat from Rehovot, and Mandy listening from a library in London. I love it. We love you too, Mandy. Oh, So grateful to have all of you sisters here and just this beautiful community that we've been weaving, and just, yeah, really around the energy of the moon. And this is the first new moon of the new year in Capricorn. So this moon is also going to be about looking ahead a little bit and seeing the practical steps, that are being asked from us, as well as just that softness and tender nurturing of our being. Because the new moon is the time when the darkness calls us inward, right? We don't have that light at night naturally to call us outward. We have the darkness, which encourages us to go inward. So longer sleeps are amazing for this time, connecting to the dream world, having your dream journal. I just bought yesterday a Bach remedy for exhaustion. So I've just been feeling overwhelmed. And so just letting myself have that deep rest, breath work, and especially the longer breath work where we're laying down and we're just able to go deeply into that liminal space of our being. Hannah's tuning in from Philadelphia. Hello, my dear. Yes.
And also what I love about sorry, Ash, the new moon is sometimes we can't actually see her in the sky. And it's that reminder to almost, when we go in, just like be at one also with the darkness. And I feel like it's really apt with, this is the first new moon of 2024, going inwards, and also like recognizing, like getting honest with ourselves, like what are those things that we really have decided to leave behind in 2023, and what are we still wanting to focus on, what do we still want to work on in order to create our big picture vision and goal, and just getting cozy in that darkness, and like just really being with ourselves, but being honest with ourselves about those areas that we might see as darkness or shadow sides, and just like, yeah, just a real opportunity to give that compassion and empathy and love. We can't have that light without the dark, and that's part of us, and lessons inside of ourselves, and reflections, and something that our inner goddess is saying, let's do something with this.
Yeah, and how do we even tune into the inner goddess, and how do we hear her voice, and how do we differentiate her voice from all the other voices in our head? It's such a big question that we as a sisterhood are exploring and understanding, and there's no one answer, right? It's a constant exploration, a constant paying attention, and a constant devotion. And something that I learned recently from one of my dear mentors, which I already knew this, but she put it into words, is that the mind is where the intention lies, and the intention is mental. And the heart is where the devotion lies. And the devotion is heart-based, is feeling-based. And the goddess lives, in the liminal space between, where she is a powerful intention creator, and she's also a powerful feeler, and knows from feeling, right? And so she makes the mind an ally to her devotion, rather than the body in service completely of the mind, which is where we find ourselves in many ways as a culture. But how can we really find that balance between intention and devotion, the mental and the heart space? And Mandy, yeah, it was olive. I'm so excited about it. If you know anything about it, let me know. But it was one of those moments where I just saw it on the shelf. I took it in my hand, full body chills, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm buying this. Okay, so how today is going to look, is that we're going to just, each one of us are going to take a moment to share what this means for us to gather together, which we kind of already did, but we'll go a little bit more. And then I will guide us through a meditation to connect with the Capricorn energies. We'll do some journaling questions, and then we're going to give you some practical kind of challenges for this moon cycle. And then I'm going to take you through a little bit of breath work and movement so we can really just ground all that we have like went through and journaled about into our body. And then we'll close. So we're gonna make our goal be finishing in less than an hour. So just again, really carving out this hour for you and setting up your space as much as you like. And obviously in our circles, when we're live or when we're in person, we always say that this is a human space. So as much as you stay present with this and you release distractions, like, turn off your phone, like put it out of hand's reach. And also like, responding or asking questions in the chat when you feel called. But then also, if you have to pee, you have to get water, you want to make it more comfortable, you want to make it more goddessy, you have a weird desire to like, get a certain crystal or light a certain candle. Respect that and honor that and trust your body's impulses. As long as it's not that, that mental distraction, right? And this is where we get to practice in real time, listening to the voice of the goddess versus listening to the voice of the mind. So that's an invitation for you. And I just want to, I want to invite you, Georgia, because we've been co-creating these circles for so long. I just want to tap into the pulse of like, why is this still relevant? Like after all these years.
It's just so exciting every time we come to this space, because as you were speaking, I was just thinking and feeling into the power of ritual and how, life really is all about little rituals and how important ritual is. And also, as you're talking about the mind and the heart, like creating that ritual around that. And that's what these spaces really are, to help us honor rituals in our lives as women, and just as the moon works in cycles, we too do. So just how these spaces can be such a marker for where we are at different stages of our lives, and how we can just connect even deeper to what that voice inside of us is asking from us, coming back home into the body and disconnecting from the fast-paced modern world and getting to bring back the power of ritual and women gathering together, like back to our roots, to our wild woman, to tribe. And everyone watching tonight and me and you can attest to that, of the power of tribe and of sisterhood and literally the magic that occurs in these spaces. And so, yes, it's so relevant even as time moves on. It's even more relevant. And it's that reminder that actually, women change the world when they come back home to their roots inside themselves and connect more to their own nature and to nature. And that is what we are doing tonight. And a space and a place to practice coming as we are, with no agenda. We always say in our circles, like, all emotions welcome, come and really just be. And so wherever you are tuning in from, whether it's a library or your living room or you're on the bus or whatever, that you get to just in this moment tune in with us and just be you, be however you are, be who you are. And it's something that we haven't always been blessed to be able to practice in everyday life. So that's such medicine of the space. And just as the moon illuminates the sky, it's that reminder of our illumination and our inner fire. And just as the new moon, we don't always see her, it's also that reminder to go inside of ourselves and how important it is. And the masculine is of timelines and structure and organization, and the theme around the Capricorn new moon is so important, but it marries so well with how much the feminine needs to, in order to have the masculine like come back into her inner world and like just remember who the fuck she is. So tonight is like, yeah, getting it in your cozy haven. Even if that room that you're in doesn't embody that, but like a cozy haven in you. And on this first new moon of 2024, to remember who the fuck you are and what you want to bring to this world and how you want to show up in 2024 and how you want to love yourself more and nourish yourself more and be the woman that you are right now in this moment, and not because of things that you need to do, you know. And that's the magic of the feminine space. And just one more thing, because you can tell I'm so excited about that, but just, you know, that reminder in the space that we all inspire each other and we're all reflections of one another, and all of our voices matter, and we've all got magic and gifts to share, and that this is a collaborative space, and that each and every time is what I leave feeling, you know, the smiles on women's faces, that warmth, that inner knowing, that celebration of, you know, being in all four corners of the globe, and this bond that can never be taken away. So how fucking cool, excuse my language, to be in this group that has been with each other through thick and thin, through wars and through COVID and through all things that go on, and it holds us in this feminine, warm, yummy space. Our woman.
A woman.
Ow!
Oh, thank you, G. Yeah, it's like that ritual, right? It's like, it's not always, it's like, how can we repeat what is good for us? And it's like, you know, so often we're like, oh yeah, I did that already, right? Like I did the gratitude. Another mentor of mine said this in a group call that we had in Beyond. We had a guest mentor call, and Sarah, she said, you know, oh, you know, you've done the gratitude, you've done the morning walk as like that wealthy woman, right? You've done the this and this and this, and like, but yeah, you got to keep doing it because it works. But you got to keep doing it, and it's so easy for the mind to get bored with those things. But we got to stick to the basics. We got to keep the basics. And for me, honoring the moon, having ritual around the new moon and the full moon is the basics. And it's those things that I can come back to over and over and over again. And even if it feels like I'm repeating, it's like actually life is about repetition. It's about cycles. We're repeating ourselves all the time. And as like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, it's like we program our minds to repeat the past. And so this is also an opportunity to like keep the malleability of our minds, right? To reflect and then to set momentum for what it is we want to let go and what it is we want to bring in. And that is, you know, relevant every single day, right? Because our minds want to stick to the past, even if the past was painful, or even if the past didn't work out for us. It's what is safe. It's what is known. And sometimes we, you know, it's important for us every day or every cycle or every new beginning to be like, you know what, I'm going to choose something different. And I'm going to choose a reality that's bigger or greater than what I have already experienced. I'm going to choose a reality that's more in line with the expansiveness of my true self. Like you said, G, like who you truly are. You know, who are you? We're not these like small robots that like society might want us to be, right? We're actually much more expansive and much more powerful than that. And this is an opportunity to connect to the expansiveness and the power because we're connecting also to each other, right? And that's like our bodies get to be extended to each other. And our bodies get to, like, our embodiment is no longer confined to our own skin, but our embodiment is with each other. And our embodiment is in our space. And our embodiment is in the ecology around us. Our embodiment is in the community around us. You know, and this is kind of that reverse learning of like we thought it was individual, And actually, we're realizing it takes a tribe, it takes a village. Okay, so I'd love to hear your intentions for this new moon. If you would like to share in the chat, what are you coming with? Why do you come back to the circles? What would you like to feel after this call today? So we'll just give it a moment for you to answer before we dive into our meditation.
And while we're just waiting for those to share, as you were speaking, I got really excited because this is also this is the space for us to, really practice, showing up as who we are and using our voice, and that community, community is everything, that reminder that we're not supposed to do it alone. And just in all of the years that we have been doing these circles of the transformations of women who realized that they were staying small or they weren't living in their truth, who have left jobs to go and follow their soul's purpose, or who've left relationships that didn't serve them and found new relationships that did nourish them. And this space and place has been a place of women that really honor who they are, and again, to know that we're not alone. In everyday life, we're always fed criticism, or whether it's from family or other people that think they know what we should do or how they know us or whatever, and then we come into this yummy space and we just get to receive the sisterhood vibes. Like, yeah, you can do that. That's amazing. Oh my God, of course, and it's like we're each other's hype women.
Yes, yes, yes. It's so nourishing to just say your big wild dreams and have people be like, fuck yeah. And not have people be like, oh, but what about this? Or what about this? Or like, that sounds like it might be too much.
Do that really?
Right. Right. Like, oh, okay. I want to just read some intentions that are coming through. Michaela said, my intention is to be honest in what I want. Oof.
Ooh, yes, me.
And stand strong in claiming my desires, knowing I'm worthy to receive what I want and live in my truth. My intention is to focus on trust and surrender and let the universe do its thing. Right? Yeah, when we put those desires out there and we believe in them and we don't let them get clouded with a bunch of doubt, then the universe does just do its thing. And it's our job to just have those desires and believe in them. Mandy says, just yes. Kayla says, I keep coming back for connection to myself and this amazing community. Hannah says, we are here together to remember to keep doing our practices together, consistency, but in our own flows, coming together. And my intention is to find my new way of being dedicated to my business and living life of love and magic. Aho, aho.
Oh.
Kim says, intention to gift myself with deep love and care and sisterhood and allow that to manifest amazing things into my life through this cycle. Amen, amen, amen. Love, love, love. Okay, keep those intentions coming if you feel called. Yeah, and let's get into that also, it just helps us so much to understand, and knowing what you want is a big part of it's a big part of the change that we're creating in the world, right? Knowing what you want, being clear on what you want, and owning that, and clearing any shame or guilt that comes with that, and seeing that you're co-creating with God, and your desires come from God. Your desires come from nature. Your desires come from the universe. It's not like a selfish thing to want what you want. There's something greater moving through you that is wanting, and it's for all, right? If we really tune into that heart desire, it's for the benefit of all beings. So when we can own that and claim that and reframe the way we look at it from that place, or from a place that's super empowering, it's much easier.
Like, is it Rumi? The light in me sees the light in you, and that's what this space is as well for empowerment, and also sharing helps kind of really cement that also, so the universe can hear it, but also that we get to hold each other in our intentions and juicy goals and dreams, and really collectively hold that together, because we want each and every one of us to succeed and to follow their heart, to follow their intention, to follow their dreams, to follow their goals.
Yeah.
So tonight also we're all holding each other's intentions.
Yes. Yes. Hannah says, I'm here for us. I have no intention but to fully show up. I love that, like that divine presence. Mandy says, I want to welcome in abundance in all forms, make friends with money, be authentic with myself and others, and use my voice and my creative hands and mind to bring color and positive change to this world, receiving real love.
I just want to say, Mandy, you helped me realize that, because as you're writing it, so this is to everyone, but as you wrote that, you already are, like, your hands are already so magic, and you've already been colored to the world in what you do. So just that reminder that we have those intentions, but just to honor that we're already doing the thing, and to be really proud of ourselves. So just really want everyone to honor that they are already doing those things, no matter how big or small.
Yeah, and as we own that, and we own that value that we bring, and we own the magic we make with our hands and our hearts and our voices, we can make big friends with money, and expect that value to be returned to us in many different ways, and make the boundaries that need to be made in order for our creative and life force energy to not be leaked out, right? Okay. Oh, so Capricorn energy is practical. It's taking the magic and the emotional energy from the Cancer, and the full moon of Cancer that we just moved through. And this is like emotional, this is like the feeling body, really connecting to like what we're feeling and what we feel we want to bring, right? And now it's about those practical steps, like how do we make it happen? And practicality can also mean rest. It doesn't mean that we need to like figure everything out and plan everything, but it's actually very, very practical to rest. It's very, very practical to self-care. It's very, very practical to understand which habits we want to get rid of and which habits specifically we want to bring in. Like even something like, how much water am I drinking every day? Like this is a very practical way to fuel your dreams, and it seems so mundane, but again, it's like the basis. Like Capricorn is also the basics of what is actually moving the needle forward, what is actually fueling you, what is actually creating homeostasis and balance in your system, so that you have the capabilities to take the opportunities that come to you. When you put your desires out there to the world and you believe in them, the universe sends you opportunities, but you need to be ready for those opportunities to come, right? Through having vibrancy in your being, through resting, through, not even how much water you're drinking, but what kind of water are you drinking? What kind of food are you eating? And this is like, yeah, basics, but the Capricorn fuels on that, and if those things are in place, we're going to be, our visions are going to be much more easily fertilized and fueled and nurtured as we move forward.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but like how do we, we can't build a house with like foundations that aren't sturdy. So even, we all want to be abundant and calling in money, but have we created an environment, firstly inside of ourselves, that feels safe to welcome that in, or just, in our lives? So that money is just an example, but like how literally looking at the practical and looking at the foundations before we call in the big things, that we have to have those, the foundations ready for that.
Yeah. And I want to just say this because water is so important. And today I will be driving 1.5 hours in each direction to go fill up my jugs of water because of how important the quality of the water is. And that the tap water, I mean, if you learn about it, you'll throw up. So I know that there's findaspring. I just want to plug this findaspring.org for those in the US and maybe in Europe. In Israel, there is one that is on Find a Spring called Nachal Siach, which is my favorite spring ever. But then there's another one near Jerusalem called Kfar Mem or something like that. Mata, Kfar Mata. So devoting yourself to the quality of water you drink is huge. Our bodies are obviously 70-something% water in volume, and it's 99.9% water molecularly. Like 99% of your molecules are water molecules. And water, oh my God, I want to make a whole thing about water. I will talk about water later. If you're interested, will let you know, but I just okay. So let's get into a little meditation, my loves. And I am going to write in the chat. You're welcome, Hannah. I'm going to write in the chat, findaspring.org. And Kvav. Okay. Yofi. All right. So get yourself comfortable in your meditation space as we connect to the basics, the building blocks. And just move your body a little bit, roll your shoulders, roll your neck, move your hips, move your fingers and toes, stretch out your face, relax, stretch your jaw, your tongue. Long breath in through the nose, big breath in. Long breath out through the mouth. Big breath in through the nose. Long breath out through the mouth. Again, big breath in. You can roll your spine open. One more time, spinal extension. Spinal flexion. Let's bring our arms into it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms out and down. Clearing your space. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms out and down. Now we're going to take a big breath in and hold it. Arms up. Inhale. Hold it. Sip it in. Stretch up. Hold. Feel your tailbone rooting down as your fingertips rise up the central channel, connecting earth to sky, opening up your soul chakra, higher self. Exhale, grounding arms out and down to the earth. One more time like that. Inhale from the tailbone, through the spine, to the crown, to the hands, up. Hold it, sip it in. Now squeeze your pelvic floor up. Send the energy up through the heart, through the throat, third eye, crown, up to the sky. Send your energy up, 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 up. Connecting to the cosmic mind. Connecting to the greater force. And opening that connection up. Exhale. Grounding your hands down towards the earth. And if you can, touch the floor, touch your legs, touch the chair, and just giving your energy down to Mother Earth. Connecting your hands downward, breathing downward. Thank you, Mother Earth, for your gifts, for your food, for your water. Just sending your love notes to Mother Earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the birds, the winged ones, for the four-leggeds, the mammals, the land dwellers. Thank you for the creepy crawlies, the insects, the spiders. Thank you for the water beings, Thank you for the fungus and mycelium network, for the trees and the roots of the trees that talk to each other, for all the plant life, the leaves, for the cycles of nature, the flowers that bloom and the fruits and the vegetables. Thank you for the wind and the fire, for the sky, for the soil, for the water. When you're ready, you can sit up nice and tall, really grounding your hands somewhere on your body. And if your hands feel called to just massage your body or touch, just allow yourself to appreciate that basic of your body. Let's bring our gratitude into the body. Feel yourself breathing. See if you can feel your heart beating. Feel your digestive flow from the mouth to the anus. Notice that your heart supports the blood flow throughout the body. Notice your skin in contact with the air and the clothes and the floor. And see if you can breathe with your pores for a moment. If you can imagine your breath opening your pores on your skin. Feeling that interface between the air and your internal body. Feeling the layers of tissue underneath your skin, muscles, joints. Feeling your bone structure, the 26 bones in each of your feet, your legs, the biggest bone of your body in your hips, pelvic bone, all the beautiful vertebrae of your spine, your shoulder, which has 3 separate joints, your arms and hands and all the beautiful bones in your hands. Your head and skull, your mandible bone, your jaw, and all the bones that fit together to make your skull. And feeling your beautiful brain. Just for these next few moments, relax your brain. Give love to your brain. Surround your brain in appreciation and love. See where you can soften even more. Inviting the bigger part of you, the higher self, the cosmic self. Inviting that part of you to really take up residency in this body. Inviting in Shakti, the life force that is an extension of the bigger life force. That you are a finger of the universe, a hand of the universe. You are the eyes of the universe, the ears. You are the voice of the universe. And just let that universal life force energy just come into your body, opening your legs, your feet, your arms, your hands to receive, to be that vehicle. And just for these last moments of our meditation, opening yourself up to being of service to that greater cosmic mind. How can I be of the greatest service? How can I support what I know to be good? How can I support love? How can I support wholeness? How can I support compassion? And there's no need for an answer. The question itself creates the channel, and the answers come. And in devotion to love with these very physical bodies, we'll bring our hands together at our heart center, honoring ourselves as the eyes of the universe, as the voice. We'll bring our thumbs to our third eye, honoring our visions that are planted in us by nature, by the cosmic mind. May we be of loving service to those visions. And arms reach up to the sky, big breath in. And opening. And you can take a moment to come back to yourself, maybe look around the room, get present, take a drink of water, send your blessings to the water. The water is listening. And if you want to journal anything that came up for you during that, or share it in the chat, we'd love to connect to anything that came through to you. And in that moment, so we're coming back, do get out your journal, because in just a moment we will invite you to do some journaling. How was that for you, G?
Yummy and nourishing and expansive, and just that reminder also of how these spaces are an opportunity to really give to ourselves and quieten the mind and really, come into our soul and into our heart and also our body, and just to be here now. So it's really special to just be here now and experience that also surrender when you just allow yourself to fully just be. So thank you. It was yummy. It was really yummy.
Thank you. Yeah, Kim also said delicious. Amazing. Yeah, it's like every time I come into these moon circles, like, because I've because I've been practicing these for so long that I don't make a plan anymore, and I just know to connect to the moon. And it's so great to feel what comes through, especially because we're together and because we're feeding off of a collective vortex. And to really realize, oh, the Capricorn wants us to connect to our bodies. The Capricorn wants us to feel our bones and to be embodied in our bones, to be aware of our bones, to be aware of our skin, to be aware of the fingernails that are growing every single moment of every single day, and that it's always responding to us as well, right? Our physical bodies are constantly responding to us. So the choices we make in terms of our food, water, habits, our bodies show. If we're doing damage to ourselves, our bodies show. If we're treating ourselves like the queens and goddesses we are, then our body shows, and that's when the Shakti can really come through. And I just also want to share that I channel a lot of guided meditations, and I have finally one album up for sale on my website. So if you really connect to my meditations and you want to support me in creating more, it would really, yeah, I think it would be really supportive for you as well to have that album in your pocket, and you can download it to your phone and just have it whenever you want. Kim said, I was meant to be working on my biz right now, felt guilty for not being productive at the beginning of the circle, but now I feel how beneficial this is for my soul and ultimately my business. Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
Have to do the self-care, nourishment in order to then go and work on the other things. So
Yeah.
I think sometimes we like that white noise tells us that we need to kind of take the shortcut or not do that, but it's so important for us.
Yeah. And that said, even though I was listening to the meditation while doing errands, I still felt more connected to myself and my inner wealthy and prosperous woman. I love that. Isn't that cool? Like the codes are there. Hannah, do you have a YTT training? I do, but I haven't run them for a couple years now, or like a year and a half. I took a break, but I do have one. So keep an eye out. We'll talk. Okay. So let's go into the journaling. Pass it over to you, G. And for each journaling question, I'm going to put a song on in the background for around 2 minutes. So during that song, you have the chance to journal. And part of the intention behind this is to give everyone a tam shel od, okay, like a taste for more, which means, like, journaling is such a powerful practice to get in touch with everything. Like journaling is everything. So hopefully this will leave you with the desire to dive into this, and even 5 minutes of journaling as a habit every day, it will change your life if you haven't done that already. And if you have done that before, you can testify of how life-changing it is, I'm sure. So I just wanted the Capricorn energy of like 5 minutes a day, ladies. All right, here we go.
And also just that if you don't, finish the prompt in the time that we start the next one, leave space, and how magical that you can continue it in your own time. And also keep coming back to it and adding to them. So our first journaling prompt is, and Ash, will you also write them in the comments? Yeah. So if you are, wanting to come back to them, you have them. So what are 3 big edgy goals for your year? What are 3 big edgy goals for your year? And also want this to be an opportunity for you to not let that inner critic say, oh yeah, I want that, but is that realistic? Those 3 edgy goals, write them down and get excited as you're writing them down and embody them and feel them. And that's part of the magic of journaling too, is that we, give ourselves the space and time to ask ourselves these questions and answer them and get excited by them and remind ourselves that we can make them more fucking happen. So what are 3 big edgy goals for your year?
And Hannah, keep the comments coming. You are amazing and happy birthday. Happy birthday. We're so honored that you're here on your birthday.
A milestone birthday. And ladies, whilst we're going through our practices, our journaling practice, we would love for you to share. If they feel personal to you, then keep them personal to you. But let's get excited for each other's edgy goals and root for each other and empower each other and call them in together. And if you haven't finished, just remember you can come back to that anytime. And also, maybe those goals will change, which is why it's also really cool that we do these journaling practices to have them written down for us to come back to and refer to. So our next prompt is to really help us move the needle towards those big edgy goals. What are some smaller goals for your year? And maybe they're around rituals or healthy habits or little tiny positive things that will actually really create that foundation. So what are some smaller goals for your year? And don't mind me, Capricorn energy, need to be sensible. I'm just plugging. Also, as I was writing mine, I was really feeling into that inner voice inside that's cheering, our inner cheerleader that's cheering us on as we're writing these, and not from a place of because we have to, but because we want to. And that also helps us follow those goals when it's not from a place of feeling like, I have to do this thing, but because this makes me feel good, or because I want to do that. So feel free to keep sharing away if you want to share what some smaller goals are for your year, so we can cheer you on and celebrate you through those. And our next journaling prompt is really honing in on that Capricorn energy. What practical things can you bring into the next moon cycle to apply them, to apply these smaller goals? What are some practical things that you want to do in order to make these possible? And maybe that's decluttering. How can you declutter your mind? How can you declutter your home? How can you create more space for yourself practically in order to make these smaller goals feel attainable?
And what are you ready to commit to?
How did that feel writing them down? And also that exercise of getting honest with ourselves too, and like really kind of having to put ourselves in that place of like, all right, I want this thing, but what are those things that I need to do to make them happen? And yeah, how can I do it? And how can I, have that integrity with myself and get honest with myself of okay, this is what needs to happen, and this is what I want to do.
Yeah. And I want to just share. Kim wrote smaller goals, getting back into ceramics, cold water swimming. It's so inspiring that you guys share, because we can really get inspired through each other. So thank you for sharing. Cold water swimming, like, yes, yes, yes. Corporate yoga clients, more partying, more tantric sex, batch cooking weekly, financially providing for my family. Yes, yes, queen. Yes. Hannah said, decluttering the soul, the mind, the body. She just found her new tagline. That's exactly why the spaciousness for yourself and that self-care is serving the business. Like, you just proved it. So amazing. And so anyone else that wants to share, pop it in the comments. It's so inspiring for all of us to hear yours. And I want to share that I joined a challenge on January 1st called That Woman Challenge. And like, she gave us habits to do every day and stuff like that. And you know, I'm a bit of a rebel soul, so it's hard for me to just get a list of habits from someone and then like do them every day. But what I've been in this inquiry process for the last 11 days since 1/1. And what I've now clarified in this session, I want to share this with you guys, is that what I'm ready to commit to is flossing every day. And I'm on day 5 of flossing every day. So I'm committing to doing that until, you know, for the next 2 months. Practicing the ukulele for 5 minutes a day. Read, journal, meditate, or breath work every day. And even if those are 1 minute each. Daily check-ins with my beloved, and daily moments at my altar to connect to my spirit baby. Thank you, Hannah. Yes, yes. All right. Mandy said, using this amazing library space to set aside time to organize my to-do list and maybe make a habit planner too, where like you, just suggesting this, maybe it's not for you, Mandy, maybe it's for someone else, which is coming through, of like having that habit checklist of every day, and then having like a grid where you get to check off. Like, Capricorn loves that shit, right? Of like, we get to check off every single day.
And even like a reminder, maybe it's a reminder on your phone that pops up, you know, what are things that are simple to do so that can simplify it for you, and that will help you work towards doing that. Yeah, like if you're someone that loves to scratch things off, then habit tracker is like orgasmic.
Yeah, yes. Organize my to-do list, and then from that clear headspace, move to restructuring, remolding my creative business. And start by sketching ideas down wildly. I love that so much, Mandy.
And also,
Wild.
oh, sorry, that you're in that library space. It's also that reminder, if you know, if home maybe feels stifling, if you live with a roommate or a partner or whatever, like finding a space that brings that out of you, that feels, you know, expansive. So maybe it's your favorite coffee shop, or like going to be in nature, or like sitting on a park bench, or something, you know,
Yeah.
that place that feels really comfy for you to be in.
Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, we do our challenges and it benefits everyone. Thanks for that, Hannah. And nighttime daily routines, decluttering soul, mind, and body. Michaela said grocery shop and cooking my meals to save money and eat healthy, living a sattvic diet and lifestyle, cacao ritual, and journaling with slow morning. Yes, this is another thing I've recently discovered, something called sex for breakfast. And it's not necessarily having sex in the morning. It could be. But the idea being like that we get, as women, we get to wake up slow and we get to have sex for breakfast. Sex with ourselves, sex with the world, sex with, you know, our environment, with nature, with our fruit, you know, cut up fruit and eat it like, you know, and I feel like this is just a new era for me and for us, of like waking up in the morning being like, oh, what do I need to do? Is like just the opposite of nourishing for our soul. And we get to do that. Sexful
that.
breakfast.
That like when we wake up in the morning, yeah, like before we turn to this anxiety tablet, of like actually checking in with like, how am I feeling, you know, checking in, how does my body feel, like how do I want to feel today. And like I actually also just love a morning self-love dance party. But even like as I'm brushing my teeth, like, you know, like telling yourself you're a hot bitch in the mirror, or like whatever you want to hear, you know, like literally even from your morning routine of like showering or brushing your teeth, or like moisturizing your face and having sex with that part of the morning, or the, you know, making your porridge or whatever that thing that you love to have for breakfast. Mine is porridge. Or even, you know, like your frothy coffee or your cup of tea, like really owning that part, because that's ours, you know. And then we give our energy out to the rest of the day, whether it's clients or your job or your partner or your phone or whatever. But like this is sacred to us.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, G. It's so powerful. And Hannah said, everything that we're saying is part of our gifts on this planet, what we voluntarily learn to share with others. Yes, we're giving our gifts. We're giving our gifts right now to each other. And we want to challenge you all that are here. We want to, and ourselves as well, to throw away 5 items today or through this new moon portal. So in every new moon or full moon, the energy of that moon is felt for 3 days around the moon. So the new moon is today. So it's like yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So within that portal, throw away 5 things or give away. Okay, clear 5 items from your home, for me, it will be my suitcases, or even if it's from your desktop, you know. So yeah, Mandy already kind of leaned to that. So just riding on that, we want to challenge everyone to do that. And let us know in the group. You could come back in the comments and like show us pictures of what you threw away if you would like, for extra accountability and celebration. Yeah. And is there anything else you want to say or share before we go into our breath work? Just like a little bit of breathing to ground everything, and then we'll close. Okay, so we'll just give you a moment to maybe write anything else in the chat, or get your space ready for some breath work. If you would like to lay down, that's also really fine. It's a good way to kind of just download everything that we've been going through into the body. I know that we went over time, that we said, you know, it's always, we're in the feminine space. We open this portal and we're in the feminine space, and there's no one telling us like you have to end because some other class is coming in. So we love to be in that space, but we also honor if you need to come back to this later, or you need to run errands while you're listening. It's also fine. Okay. Yeah, Hannah, keep going in your childhood bedroom. Amazing. There's a lot of like, that's like really good clearing for your whole being. Okay. So let's get
And something
comfortable.
I want to just add and share is that, you know, there's something amazing about these spaces, that we find those ideas or we get inspired from one another, but to really hone in on like what our voices or what our idea is, you know, like being inspired by each other, but then like making it our own. I think that's something really powerful about this space, you know, and like taking those like juicy little nuggets and then like infusing it into our world, like in our way, and those things that feel really nourishing and yummy for us.
Yes. Amen. Okay. So let's get ourselves comfortable. And thank you, Anat, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And let's just go inward. Let's just go inward now. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And we're going to practice some circular breathing. You're going to inhale through the mouth, exhale through the mouth. You can already start to take some nice deep breaths, breathing in some fresh life force energy, and exhaling into clear what you're letting go of into this moon. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And you might feel dryness in your mouth. or a bit of tingling in your hands and feet, and that's all normal and good. Let yourself keep breathing like this. Big breath in through the mouth. Exhale. We're going to inhale, belly, chest. Exhale. Inhale, belly, heart. Exhale. Inhale, belly, heart. Exhale. Inhale, belly, heart. Exhale. Keep that rhythm going, belly and heart. And exhale as you open yourself to the goddess within. As you remember your intention for this circle, for this space. As you invite in the mystery and magic of your life. You invite in the intention of deep self-care, belly, chest, out of your basics, the building blocks of your life. Belly, chest, out. Pull the air all the way in. Really give yourself that fresh energy, prana, and exhale. Really empty your lungs, clearing the stale air. Fully in. Give it all you got. Fully out, devoting to yourself. Fully in, all you got. Fully out, soften tension down into the earth, giving it to Mother Earth. Fully in and fully out. Keeping that rhythm just for another minute or so. We'll stay with this rhythm as a reset to our body, to awaken our subconscious and allow the subconscious to open up to all that you've discovered here, to all the downloads and codes from your higher self. Belly, chest, out. Fully devote yourself to each breath. Full devotion all the way in, all the way out, 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 all the way in. Oh, we're going to do one more breath, and this time we're going to hold it. So inhale all the way in. Hold your breath. And relax. Relax around the breath. Relax around the holding. So don't let it go, but relax. Soften your third eye. Soften your jaw. Soften your lips. And you can hold your breath for a little bit longer because our bodies are full of oxygen now. So just stay with it, even if it gets uncomfortable. Stay devoted. For another 3, relax even more. For another 2, relax even more. Exhale fully. Take a big sip in through your nose. Let it out with a sigh. You're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale to Om. Inhale, nose. Inhale, nose. Om. Inhale through the mouth, out the mouth. We're going to do 10 more breaths. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, out. Inhale, belly, chest. out. Devotion to 5 more. 2. All the way in. All the way out. And hold it out now in your stillness. And practice relaxing in your stillness. Opening your hands, opening your belly, opening your heart to receive. Connecting to the new moon. To the waters of our body pulled by the moon. The waters of our body infinitely connected to all the waters in our planet. No way to separate them. Let that connection flood through. And when you are ready, inhaling and exhaling. It's through the waters of our bodies that we can connect to our purpose, connect to our place within the whole, connect to our missions and our soulmate clients, the people who we're here to serve. Through the waters that we can connect to the voices of the ancestors, the voices of the trees and the rivers, the voices of the clouds, the heavens, the animals. So just let those hands open, let your hands open to receive the messages, the voices of the animate. And as a gesture of fully accepting and receiving, taking those hands to your heart, placing them over your heart, I receive. Thank you. I receive all that is coming to me. I receive my desires. I receive the whispers of the trees. I receive the gift and blessing of my own body. And I receive my intention for this year, my powerful intention, devotion for this year. And maybe you want to put that, maybe your heart can put that into a word for this year. And as we commit and devote ourselves to that intention, we better all beings, for the betterment of all beings, for the upliftment of all beings, because we're all one. We're all embodied within each other. Opening the arms, opening the eyes, give yourself a big stretch. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining.
And sharing, being here in all of your fullness.
Yeah, thank you for all the comments. It really means the world to us.
And
Really
inspiring.
fuels us, inspires us. Yeah. Thank you for being you. And may you go to the rest of your day with this energy, the rest of your evening with this energy, and may this energy ripple out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as it fully integrates into your being. And as we move into this next moon cycle. Thank you, sisters.
See you next time, ladies.
See you next time. And if you want to share your word with us, we'd love to hear it. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Anat. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, everyone who's on the replay. I know Ella, you'll join the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Georgia.
Thank you, Ashley. And thank you, Moo.
Thank you, Moon. We'll see you guys. We're going to keep doing these. Sometimes they might be paid because that also really supports us. So we really appreciate if you get a lot out of this to join also the paid ones. And also, again, I have my website, downloadable guided meditations. And, you know, we have much more coming in the circle. There's going to be some community offerings at the end of the month. So there's going to be a breathwork circle, a sharing circle, and some guided meditations from community members. If you, as a community member, would like to host some events here in the group, you are more than welcome to reach out. We have a beautiful team who is really building momentum and gathering the infrastructure that we need to support this community on a bigger scale. So it's happening. And we'd love your involvement. And then we also have regular monthly offerings that will be happening by Stephanie Lyra, by Melanie, who's here in the circle, by Georgia, and by myself as well, in addition to these moon circles. So stay in the loop and reach out to us if we can be of deeper service to us. We both also have one-on-one spaces. I particularly work in business mentorship. And like soul-based, heart-based business mentorship. And G is a self-love coach and really a cheerleader to bring the feminine more into your life. And especially if you already have a job or, you know, you want to have that real feminine energy in your day-to-day and look back on your day feeling that you're a queen, talk to G. And yes, if you have other offerings, please share them here in the chat or in the group. There's guidelines for how to share. So if you follow those guidelines, we will share whatever, ever you have to offer. Love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye.